You've got a billionaire real estate mogul and a super shady financier. Their friendship? Well, it was the stuff of legends, playing out at wild parties, on private jets, and in the most exclusive corners of Palm Beach. But the story of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, it's a total maze. It's full of conflicting stories, a mysterious falling out, and a ton of secrets that are still locked away. So to figure out what's really going on, we have to peel back the layers, one by one.
Okay, so right out of the gate, we're hit with this massive contradiction, and it's coming straight from Trump himself. Back in 2002, he calls Epstein a terrific guy. Then you fast forward to 2019, right after Epstein gets arrested, and the story does a complete 180. I wasn't a fan. I mean, come on. Two statements, 17 years apart, and they paint two completely different pictures.
And yeah, that's the big question here, isn't it? How does someone go from being a terrific guy to a guy you claim you were never even a fan of? The journey between those two quotes is super tangled, and it tells a story that's way more complicated than either one of those statements lets on.
To really get why it all fell apart, we got to go back to the beginning, back to what you could call their golden years. And let's be clear, this wasn't just some casual acquaintance. For more than a decade, Trump and Epstein were basically joined at the hip in the same elite social scene. And look, this isn't just hearsay. We've got cold, hard evidence of just how close they were. It all starts in the late 80s. By 92, they're on video, together, at a Mar-a-Lago party surrounded by NFL cheerleaders. Then you've got the flight logs, which, by the way, became actual court evidence, showing Trump flew on Epstein's private jet at least 7 times. And then there's this infamous photo from 2000 that captures the whole crew: Trump, Melania before she was First Lady, and Epstein's right-hand woman, Ghislaine Maxwell.
And if there was any doubt at all about what their public friendship was like, well, Trump himself laid it all out in this wild quote to New York Magazine in 2002. He doesn't just call Epstein a terrific guy, he goes on to add this incredibly revealing line about their shared taste in beautiful women, many of them on the younger side. Yikes.
But then, poof, it all just stopped. The public hangouts ended, the friendship just seemed to vanish into thin air. The big mystery is why. And over the years, 3 different stories have popped up to try and explain it. So think of this as a detective story, and we've got 3 major clues to investigate.
So here are the 3 main stories that people tell to explain the split. You've got a high-stakes business rivalry, a really serious accusation of harassment at Trump's own club, and then a much newer story about a stolen employee.
All right, let's break these down. First up, the bidding war theory. In 2004, Trump supposedly outbid Epstein for a huge mansion, and after that, they weren't seen together. Then there's the harassment story. In 2007, Epstein was allegedly banned from Mar-a-Lago for harassing the teenage daughter of a member. But then you have this third story, one that Trump himself told in a hypothetical 2025. He claimed he actually banned Epstein way back in 2000 for hiring a spa attendant named Virginia Dufresne. And that creates a huge problem. If he banned Epstein in 2000, why on earth was he still calling him a terrific guy 2 years later in 2002? And why was Epstein still officially a member of his club all the way until 2007? The timeline just doesn't add up.
But the story doesn't just end there. After Epstein died, their old friendship became a massive political firestorm, and it all revolved around one single promise: releasing the Epstein files.
Okay, so let's imagine we're in a hypothetical second Trump term. Early on, the administration is talking a big game about transparency. Picture this. It's February 2025, and Attorney General Pam Bondi goes on TV and says, the Epstein files are literally sitting on her desk ready for her to review. The message to everyone is crystal clear. The truth is about to come out.
But then, just 5 months later in the same scenario, bam, a complete 180. The Justice Department suddenly announces that no more files are being released. And then they drop another bombshell. That famous client list everyone talks about, they say it doesn't even exist. So that promise of transparency, it just vanished overnight.
And you can bet this reversal immediately exploded in Washington. In the Senate, Democrats were furious. They tried to force a vote saying the American people deserve the truth, no more shady cover-ups. But the whole effort got blocked, with Republicans firing back that it was nothing but political theater.
So all this political fighting just makes you wonder, what's actually in these files? While most of them are still completely sealed, we do have a little glimpse into the mind-blowing scale of the information that's being kept from us.
Get ready for this. According to a report from Senate investigators who actually got a peek at just a part of a sealed Treasury Department file, this is the number of wire transfers they found:
4,725. And that's not just some random number. We're talking about nearly $1.1 billion, with a B, and that's money flowing in and out of just one of his bank accounts. The investigators basically said that this represents thousands of clues into an international sex trafficking ring that are just sitting there, not being followed.
And the sequence of events in this hypothetical July of 2025 is just wild. On the 7th, the DOJ breaks its promise to release the files. 2 weeks later, the Wall Street Journal reports that Trump himself was told his own name is in those files. Then the very next day, the Deputy Attorney General, who by the way used to be a personal lawyer for Trump, has a 2-day private meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. The timing of all this is what set off so many alarm bells.
Okay, so let's sum it all up. What do we actually know for sure versus what's still a complete mystery? We know they had a long, well-documented friendship. We know there are at least 3 different conflicting stories about why it ended. And we know a public promise to release the files was broken. But we don't know what's in all those financial files. We don't know the real reason the two of them split. And we have no idea what was said in that secret meeting between Ghislaine Maxwell and the Deputy AG.
So, at the end of the day, we're left with a story that's mostly just gaps. You have official stories that completely contradict each other, and you have over $1 billion in financial clues hidden away from all of us. The real question isn't just about what happened between these two powerful men, it's about what parts of this story are we still not being told.